Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I feel like we're living in some weird kind of computer game, which is very surreal, where we have the likes of Tom Tugendhat on talk radio this morning, kind of saying what I've said many times, which is this government aren't, in my opinion, acting any differently to if, for example, China had put together a small team of spies to come together as like some stooge government that are then going to put into place everything China wants to break down the UK from within like a Trojan horse. And Tom Tugendhat kind of said the same thing on talk radio today, alluding to the fact that the Labour government right now are acting very treacherously, and yet nothing happens. The media picked up a little bit on the Chaos Islands, but in general are not really saying much or doing anything. And if this is a Tory government or something, they would be, Parliament would be in uproar, the media would be in uproar, and yet nothing happens. And whether that's because the people that are pulling Starmer's strings are the same kind of people that run the media, I don't know. But more needs to be said. Like, it is no joke that this government are seemingly doing everything they can to derail, demoralize the population and take all your money and your independence and everything else, and then at the same time destabilizing the country on a grand scale, bankrupting it. No joke. And the borrowing costs are obscene, and shutting down all our oil and gas reserves. You know, like I said, the gas reserve, they're almost concreting it over. It's like, no, you will not use this ever again. Like, what rational country would do that? They are selling off, as we know, important territory that they didn't need to do. And listening to a guy, I think he was called Robert, a legal expert, again on talk radio, he was discussing the court case with the Chagossians taking the government to court over this despicable agreement. And the information this guy came out with was dumbfounding. It was like something out of a James Bond movie. And you're listening thinking, is this for real? Like, why isn't Starmer and co in court right now? Because it was like, I don't know, there was a list of just unfathomable things this lawyer was saying. So like the Prime Minister of the Chaos Islands was paid for all expenses trip to Mauritius, as was Starmer. Starmer's got like his legal wokey friends are all involved. China is all over it. They've got Chinese like listening bugs. China have got lawyers in top positions in the UN that were pushing this. Apparently the social media was shut down in the Chaos Islands. Apparently some Chagossians have been jailed for speaking out about it. The Chagossian leader that was then elected was found with like British visas and loads of money. And I mean, the list of fraudulent, underhand behavior and tactics of the Chagossian leaders, and again China is just all over it, was immense. And even for me, just quite shocking, even though none of it's a surprise. So how is this still allowed to go ahead? How is our government not being held to account for this? Like, this wouldn't hold in any other government or any legal case. Like, the discrepancies and the interference is on another level. I mean, Labour are getting shouted about a few things, but they are so Teflon. And it's like, again, so nothing happens. they are doing so much damage at such an extreme rate. And people and me are just looking to the likes of Nigel Farage and Reform, or Tom Tugendhat, or David Frost, or I know he's not, I don't know, but or Kemi, or Robert Jenrick, just going, guys, come on, like, what else does this government need to do for them to be really held to account? I for once, I'm quite lost for words.